Hi you guys, it's me, Sophie, and welcome back. Today we're going to be cooking a delicious pumpkin ravioli. It's one of my all-time favorite winter dishes. It's my go-to comfort food, and it's really fast and easy to make, so stay tuned. First off, we're going to take 1 cup, or 8 ounces, of canned pumpkin. Now you want to make sure when you're in the supermarket that you buy canned pumpkin and not pumpkin pie filling. They're 2 different things. So we're going to take 8 ounces, or 1 cup of that, and add it straight into our bowl. Next up, we are going to take 2 ounces of normal cream cheese. Now cream cheese has a lot of air whipped into it, which makes it light and fluffy, which is going to make our ravioli filling delicious. So go ahead and add that into your bowl as well. Next up is my favorite part of the whole dish. It's the mascarpone cheese. Now mascarpone cheese is a type of Italian cheese and it's very sweet. So it's going to take our savory pumpkin and make it a little bit sweeter. So we're going to take 2 ounces of that and add that in. Now if you don't have the mascarpone cheese, that's completely fine. You can just add 4 ounces in total of the cream cheese instead. Next up, we're going to add 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese has a nice bite to it, which is going to give a little kick to our filling. So now we have our pumpkin and our 3 cheeses. We're almost done. We're going to add 1 large egg. Now the egg is going to help bind together the filling of the ravioli. It's kind of the glue that holds it all together. And then we're going to add about 3 big pinches of salt. And try to use kosher salt whenever you're doing savory cooking. And then I'd say about 2 big pinches of ground black pepper. So now that we have all our ingredients in the bowl, we can go ahead and start mixing it together. Now that we've made our filling, we can actually move on to constructing our ravioli. So what we're going to use is wonton wrappers. Now you can find wonton wrappers in the Asian food section of your grocery store. And what they are little squares, like this. They're soft, they're not cooked yet. And we're going to use these to make the outside of our ravioli. So go ahead and spread these out onto your cookie sheet. And when I'm not reaching my hand into the wonton wrapper container, I like to put it to the side and take a damp paper towel and lie it on top, just because they tend to get dry if they're left out in the air for too long. You're also going to need a bowl of water and a brush. So first what we're going to want to do is take our pastry brush, dip it in a little bit of water, and go around the edges of one of the wonton wrappers. That's going to help them stick together. Next step, we're going to take about a tablespoon of our filling and put it right in the middle. You don't want to put too much, otherwise the ravioli will actually burst when they're cooking. Then take another wonton wrapper and place it right on top. First, I press on 2 of the edges, and then I press down around the filling, getting all the air bubbles out, and then I press down on the other edges. Next up, I take a little fork, and I go around each of the edges, pressing down. This seals the edges and it makes sure that none of the filling will leak out while the ravioli are cooking. In some cooking stores, they sell little gadgets that you can roll along the edges that make pretty designs and seal them, but you know what? A fork works just fine, so I use that instead. And there you go. There's your little ravioli. So just set that to the side and keep on making them. Next, in a large skillet, we're going to take a few tablespoons of butter and slowly melt it down. This is on about medium-high heat. Now I'm only making enough ravioli today to cook for myself, so I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of butter. We can go ahead and let that melt down. While the butter is melting, we're going to start to cook our ravioli. So go ahead and take the top off. And this is a nice rolling boil, but we want to turn it down a little bit for when we're cooking ravioli. Because they're so delicate, the bubbles could actually rip apart the wonton wrappers. So now you're going to take your ravioli and carefully plop them down into the water. Now they take about 3 minutes to cook, but you also know that they're ready once they float to the surface. Next up, in a small pan, we're going to take our shelled pumpkin seeds, and I just like to toast them on low heat because it brings out a lot of the flavor. So now you can see that my ravioli have started to float to the surface. It's been about 3 minutes. So I'm going to take a slotted spoon and very gently pick them up. So here I've got 2, and I want to let them drain just a little bit. When you're cooking ravioli, you want to work in small batches. I think about 5 ravioli is 1 serving, so I cook 5 at a time and just work in cycles. Once I've drained this enough, I'm going to add it right into my butter mixture. Give them a flip. Make sure you've got that nice browned butter on all sides. And having the butter browned, not just melted, means that it's going to give the ravioli a nice nutty flavor. And then I'm going to take my toasted pumpkin seeds and add some right in. So go ahead and take your pan and gently slide your ravioli off the pan. And now I add just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and finally, a last sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. And there you have it. We're all done with our pumpkin ravioli. I really hope you try out this recipe. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and comment below. Subscribe. I will have lots more videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and bon appetit!